All right, here's me getting more personal, maybe than ever before. And I'm also coming out of more hiding. I have only been streaming this to my YouTube channel and my private Facebook group, which is called Receptive Radio, your tuning station. But now I'm going to be going live to LinkedIn, Facebook, personal and Facebook business page, including YouTube and my private Facebook group, just to be more visible and share more about who I am and be more vulnerable and come out of hiding even more. A little bit about me. This topic is about secrets today, money secrets, but I like privacy. I'm like the blend between an introvert and an extrovert. So when I'm processing deep things, I kind of pull back until I get clarity, and then I bring it forward to tell you all about it. And so that's why I call it receptive radio. Receptivity, being open and a clear channel, is extremely important in business, in life, in relationships. And you can tune yourself up every day to be more receptive. That will be another show. But that is why I call receptive radio. It's like I hope I'm bringing you information that will help you to stay in tune with who you are, with your business, and what you want. And so what if the thing keeping you stuck financially in your business is not necessarily your numbers? It's actually a money secret that you keep to yourself, that you don't share with anybody, including your accountant maybe, or including your husband. Maybe it's something that you have been holding on to for a long time because you want to figure it out all by yourself, because you think that maybe you should already have it figured out. I'm telling you things that I have thought myself. So I am, by trade, I have a CPA behind my name, and I worked in public practice accounting for 20 years or so. And mostly I worked with entrepreneurs. And I got to know entrepreneurs and their patterns through their personalities, through their habits, through how they showed up with their information. And lots of the time it was messy, incomplete, behind, really behind. And also they didn't know what was going on with it, like shoe boxes, garbage bags full of paper. And so that gave me a big clue that they're not using their numbers. They might be even not are avoiding they have patterns subconsciously that they're not even realizing is getting in the way, because I often saw these same entrepreneurs have the same level of income every year. More often than not, it didn't go up, it went down when the economy changed, when things happened. And so I know that there's a direct linkage between messy, incomplete information and not paying attention to your own information. I know that there is a direct link, a pattern there to your business success. And so I feel very passionate about helping entrepreneurs, especially conscious entrepreneurs, the ones that are, practicing inner work, doing the repatterning, the rewiring to become a better person, doing all the relationship work. Well, you can do the same with your business, and you can use it as a mirror, and it can help you to see what you can't see just by starting to look more deeply into it. And also looking at your patterns around keeping things secret into yourself around money and finances. Where did that all start? Where did that come from? And what is it doing to you for your stress, your pressure? And why do you keep it a secret? Why do you keep it a secret? And I'm going to tell you why I kept things a secret, but why did you keep it a secret? So hold that in the background. And you might not want to share in the comments or the chat about this too much, but feel free to send me a DM if you want to keep it a secret. Also, at the end, I'm going to put a link to book a consult with me where you can actually share and get something off your chest around your money secret. And, keeping financial problems, debt problems, your money habits, spending, saving, hoarding, secret creates pressure and stress. And pressure and stress steals clarity. It robs you of your confidence and it slowly erodes your creativity. And it closes you off to this channel of insight that can come through when it's not a problem heavy on your shoulders. And money, it's one of these great teaching tools that we are blessed with to learn how to manage, learn how to pay attention to. Money loves to be paid attention to, and it likes to be respected and stewarded. And it can grow exponentially when you really know how to work with it. So it affects your relationships when you are holding these money secrets. It affects your leadership, your energy, and that all trickles down into your business and into the business that you're running, or even the corporation that you're leading. And you can't build a business that creates freedom when you keep holding these secrets or patterns hidden, hiding them from others, but you're kind of hiding them from yourself too. And so I grew up in a horse racing family. Like, I was born into it. So like, I was lineaged into this horse racing family. Horse racing is about winning and making money from winning. Yes, you make money from different positions, and you can make money in different revenue streams in it, but it is all basically about performance. And it can become really stressful when you have to perform to make money. You can't have any bad days. And believe me, you do. Horses get injured, things go wrong, just like in your business. You get sick, your staff gets sick, clients leave, all the same type of stuff happened in that business. It's an entrepreneurship industry. And I really observed this growing up, how the stress of money and the stress of performing and was interrelated, and how it causes a lot of worry and stress. Because when you're not doing good, when you're not winning, you're not making money. Just like in your business, if you're not following up with clients, if you're not being visible, if you're not paying attention to your entire business the way you should be as an entrepreneur, things kind of fall apart. Things don't go the way you thought they should. And I'm also a highly empathic and intuitive person. I've always known this about myself, and the horses even brought that out of me. And I didn't realize when I was young that I really didn't like seeing my family under stress. And I remember one day just thinking about and taking on silently to myself, I'm going to solve it for them. I'm going to I don't want them to have the stress of, I want to solve this problem for them. And that pattern went deep inside of me, because it wasn't just like a thought. I was feeling their stress. I was noticing how they react. And I didn't like what I saw. And I thought that I could solve it for them. And naturally, I am a problem solver. And I took that pattern on and I brought it into my future relationships, and I brought it into my work, where I would solve problems for other people. But because I was solving problems for other people, I was not putting myself first. And so I would create situations, not on purpose, of course, where I would be helping everybody else solve their financial problems, taking on the responsibility that is theirs as my own, and dumping the responsibility for my own finances, putting it on the back burner. like it wasn't the number one thing that was important. And I never shared it with anybody. Like when people, I just kept it all to myself because I was solving everyone else's problems. I was not asking for anything. I was not giving myself any time to make sure I'm organized and I'm growing wealth and I'm saving money and I'm investing. I'm a spender by trade, like that's my natural habit. I love to spend money. And so I got into the negative side of money habit of around spending and spending what I didn't have and spending what I didn't have and actually to help other people, like boyfriends and relationships. And it didn't help me. And maybe you've done this too. Maybe you did this too. You didn't realize that you've been repeating a pattern for many, many years that you took on as your problem to solve. And you keep it secret. You keep it secret. And me keeping it secret was that I was going to figure it out for myself when I finally put myself first. And so even though I'm aware of the pattern and I understand the pattern, now I was given an opportunity to face that pattern head on. And I was also given the opportunity to be in a better relationship and also the opportunity to be the entrepreneur who can create the business that I want, to have the freedom, to have the legacy, to have the impact, and to have the lifestyle that I really want, and to do my mission on this planet. That gives me happiness, it gives me joy. And I had to tell somebody about all the debt I accumulated helping other people. I had to tell somebody, or I actually had to tell myself first and really lay it out for myself what I have, like this problem that I need to solve. And then I had to work through getting the courage to talk to somebody about it. And that was a whole process. And I didn't do it alone. I had my mentors and coaches helping me through it. But I needed to share it with somebody who might judge me and not feel like I would crumble in their judgment. I had to get really present with my own pattern. And my business wasn't lying to me. I had to make sure that my numbers, my organization, and I get that all caught up and really look at my numbers, look at my sales and expenses and debts and loans and all that I've been using to build my business. I had to really see it in the big picture along with my pattern and make a change, because that pattern was not the pattern that was going to get me to where I wanted to go. It was going to keep me stuck, keep me in the same level of income, keep me in the same uncomfortable situation. So even though making the shift to the new pattern, to the new identity of conscious ownership of my business, conscious awareness of my numbers and financials and actions that are growing my business, I had to change and still be uncomfortable. So the thing is that pressure and stress and worry and anxiety around money and keeping it secret is causing you pressure and stress and worry and anxiety. It's not comfortable. You're not sleeping at night. You're waking up not knowing how to solve the problem, but telling yourself at the same time, I'm going to figure it out. And so the risk between that uncomfortableness and the risk between actually telling it to somebody and getting it off your chest is worth it. It's worth it. And you can work up to it. And when I was working with all these entrepreneurs in practice, I never judged them because I have my own problems, and I never was able to teach them though. That was one thing that I was not able to do because I took on the responsibility like it was my own and I solved it for them, but they never changed. They just kept bringing me the mess and I would clean it up. And then the next year they'd be exactly the same way. Bring me the mess and I'd clean it up. That's not how I want to work anymore. I want you to steward your business. Be the captain of the ship. Really understand how your business can create this financial freedom for you. It's a retirement plan. As entrepreneurs, this is your asset. This is the most valuable asset that you can absolutely have and create. And it can make you happy. It can give you the lifestyle that you want. And you don't do it alone. You don't do it alone. Having guidance around your finances, guidance around your patterns, guidance around your identity and who you want to show up as the business leader, the CEO, the executive, or the coach, the healer. That takes you awareness of the whole container that you've created for your business. And entrepreneurs who create real sustainable change are not the ones that figured it out all by themselves. And you're the ones that get current. And it's not really, I'm not asking you to take a really big step. All I'm asking you to do is to start looking and noticing to what is stressing you around your business. Why are you worried? What is not happening that you would like to see happening that causes you to wake up in the middle of the night? Or is causing you to work really hard with lots of effort and still you're not seeing the results? Because that's how that secret that I kept holding for a long time, not telling anybody my money secrets because I'm going to figure it all out. It kept me at this ceiling that I was trying to break through. No matter how hard I worked, how much effort, how much visibility, how much pushing, networking, whatever it is, was not creating the result that I wanted. So I had to shift and I had to pivot to facing it head on and really telling somebody that was the most important person in my life about that problem. But I didn't get there by myself. I had to start telling other people first. Those people that I could really trust to set me up for the success that I had in that important conversation. So when you stop hiding, your energy returns. And that's what I noticed when I did have that conversation that I was ready for, where I built the courage to have the conversation, where I had the plan, showed all of the consequences of keeping that secret on paper. And it was really up to date. I wasn't judged. And I felt this an amazing amount of relief. And it was one step, a small step that I took to get me into like a solution to solve it, and then a new path forward in a different frequency, in a different road, even a road that's more fruitful, more freedom. And like my nervous system relaxed. I started being able to sleep. I started being able to receive the next step because it was blocking what I needed to know about what step to take. That stress, that anxiety, that tiredness, that over pushing was all blocking what I needed to receive until I took that courageous step. And so if this is landing for you and you have some kind of pattern around money that you want to resolve, you want to rewire, you want to undo and create a new level of awareness around, please book a consult with me and get it off your chest. Get it off your chest. I love creating safety around this, as this is something that is deep and personal. And I want you to know that you can share it with me, and that lots of people have shared this type of stress with me for over 20 years when I was in practice. And just me listening will give you some relief. And me listening will be able to help you take a small step towards that solution that's going to set you up for that success that you are planning for, that you built your company to have. So it's not to fix everything at once. You just go step by step. This first courageous step is to book a consult with me. So have a great day. I'll see you next Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific time on Receptive Radio. And maybe I'll be talking more about debt and building your business. So have a great day.